Hello students, welcome to my channel Engineers Academy. Kindly subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed it yet. Now we are going to solve this problem which says that the 2-pound block is released from rest at A and slides down along the smooth cylindrical surface. If the attached spring has a stiffness K equals to 2 pound per feet, determine its unstretched length so that it does not allow the block to leave the surface until theta equals to 60 degree. So now we will define our coordinate system. So let's say that we consider this mass at some angle theta from the vertical. So let's say that this is our normal direction, and let's assume that this is the tangential direction, that is tangent to this cylindrical path. So this is the tangent direction, and the weight of this mass is going to act vertically downward, and the weight is 2 pounds. Now if I extend this normal axis, if I extend this normal axis, then this angle is theta, so this means that this angle is also theta. So now we can resolve this weight into its components. So we will have two components. It will have one component which will be acting towards the positive normal. This one will be the cos component, so we can say this is 2 cos of theta, and similarly we will have one another component. This one will be the sine component, so this will be 2 sine of theta. Now if I apply the summation of forces along the tangential axis, if we apply the summation of forces along the tangential axis, this will be equal to MAT, and as we can see that along the tangential axis only this sine component of the weight is acting, so we can write that this is plus 2 sine of theta, and this will be equal to mass. So the mass is 2 divided by the center of gravity, which is 32.2, and AT. So 2 will cancel out, and we can write that AT is, from this we can write that AT is 32.2 sine of theta. Similarly, if I apply the summation of forces along the normal axis, so this will be equal to MAN, and as we can see that the spring force is acting towards the positive normal. So let me draw that force as well. So here we will have that spring force. This is that spring force. So the spring force is acting towards the positive normal axis, and the cos component of the weight is also acting towards the positive normal direction. So I will write plus 2 cos of theta, and this will be equal to mass. So the mass is again 2 divided by 32.2, and An is v square divided by rho, and rho is the radius of the path. So the radius of the path is 2, so I will divide it by 2. So let's say this is equation 1, and let's say this is equation 2. Now if I write that v dv, since this tangential acceleration deals with the velocity magnitude and we are required to find the velocity, first we need to find the spring force. So to find the spring force we need to find that velocity. So we can write the tangential acceleration v dv equals to at ds, and for small ds, let's say if I consider this small distance ds, so for small distance ds, this will be equal to r times this small angle d theta. This is d theta. So we can write that this is r d theta, and the radius of this semicircle is 2. So I will write that this is 2 d theta. So at is this. So we can write that this is 32.2. Let me write that this is 32.2 sine of theta, and ds is 2 d theta. 2 d theta. And now we can integrate this. So initially the block is released from rest, so the initial velocity is 0, and at some angle theta its velocity is v, and at initial condition theta is 0, and at some angle theta we need to integrate this from 0 to theta. So 32 into 2 is 64.4. So this is 64.4 sine theta d theta, and we can integrate this. If I integrate this, so this will be v square divided by 2. This is from 0 to v, and this will be 64.4, and the integration of sine of theta is minus cos of theta, and this is from 0 to theta. Now if I put these limits, so we will get v squared divided by 2 minus 64.4, and cos of theta will give us cos of theta minus cos of 0, so cos of 0 is 1. So now we can write this equation as, if I multiply this on the other side, so v square is minus 2 into 64.4 into cos of theta minus 1. Now we can find this v square when theta is 60 degrees. So if I need to put theta equals to 60 degree in this equation. So we can write that minus 2 into 64.4 into cos of 60 minus 1. So this gives me v square equals to 64.4. So v square is 64.4. Now if I put this v square in this equation, so we can write that fs, and I can bring this to the other side of equation. So we can write this 2 divided by 32.2, and v square is 64.4 divided by 2 minus 2 cos of theta, and theta is 60 degrees. We want to find the spring force when theta is equal to 60 degrees. So this will cancel out, and 64.4 divided by 32.2, so this is 2. So we can write that this is 2 minus 2 cos of 60 degrees, and this gives us 1, right? 2 minus 2 cos of 60 gives us the spring force equals to 1 pound. So the spring force is equal to 1 pounds. Now we know that the spring force is equal to K change in length. So this is equal to 1 pound. And we can find that change in length, so change in length is 1 divided by K, and K is given, which is 2 pound per feet. So I can write this is 1 divided by 2. Or we can say that the change in length is 0.5. So I will write that this is 0.5 feet. As we know that the change in length is the final length minus the original length, the stretched length minus the original length of the spring, and this is equal to 0.5, and we want to find the original length, that is the unstretched length. So we can write that L naught is equal to L minus 0.5, and the stretched length is 2 feet, as we know that the radius of this semicircle is 2 feet. So we can write that the unstretched length is 2 minus 0.5. So this gives us the unstretched length equals to 1.5 feet. So this is that unstretched length that we were required to find. So this is the solution of this particular problem. Kindly subscribe my channel if it helps in your learning. Also like this video if you people want me to solve such more problems from hybrid dynamics.